cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy D, and welcome to the After Show But Later. Here we are, episode number 66, and I'm joined again, as always, by the one and only El Cucuy.
Hey, what's up?
Man, we got some big things planned today. We have some controversial topics. There might be a giveaway. I think we might have a giveaway that we're going to be doing today. So,
yeah, man,
a lot of stuff going on from this week.
Hell yeah, let's give some shit away. I'm ready.
Yeah, man. I'm just stoked because it was such a good week, and honestly, this was one of the weeks that I felt really bad for Rich because I felt like he was gonna lose his fucking mind some of the week, you know.
He kind of did a little bit. He just made a quick recovery. There's a couple of moments in the show where he was, you could tell he was fired up.
No, I know. I was like, fuck, man. There were some times where, you know, a couple of people had mentioned it where they were like, Rich looked like he was gonna be like very emotional, and I was like, there were some points where he was talking and I felt like his eyes were kind of getting a little red around him, and I was like, fuck, is this motherfucker just gonna like be like, I need to go pee, and you know, fucking come back, like, you know.
I thought he was gonna leave the room again for another 5 or 10 minutes and leave everyone wondering what the hell he's up to.
No, you know what's funny is because I thought he was going to do that because he was getting pretty amped on one of the episodes where he was getting really pissed. And this was like, I think I had listened to the show again and I was like, wait, is this a repeat? Because I remember he had walked off a couple of like last week or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, am I listening to that episode or is he that pissed again? And he was really that pissed again, you know?
He was, dude. He was. I don't know, man. I feel like he's setting himself up in this situation, and it's not going to end good, bro.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's going through it as we speak. So, you know, Cavino mentioned, I know you checked out the Patreon live that they had going on yesterday with Jordan.
Oh, yeah, that shit was dope.
So, yeah, it was cool, man. And Cavino mentioned on it, you know, kind of in passing that Rich sent him a couple of pictures of things he's found at his mom's house and stuff. I'm thinking it's an Alf doll or some shit.
I'm thinking it's him humping the couch.
Maybe he put the couch up on like
NFT.
What is it? Offer up or some shit
He's
as an NFT.
They got a picture of him humping the couch and they're selling it for an NFT.
Yeah, for real, man. I'm excited though. I'm excited for the week. And fuck, I mounted the camera onto the fucking table that I'm using. And now every time I move it, the fucking camera moves. So I'm like, fuck, that wasn't a good idea. Now I know to take that shit off. Okay. Well, but yeah, there was some crazy shit that happened this week. What's going on? What do you have?
No, I just, you know, back to, do you think on Cavino's live, do you think you would have been able to go 7 for 7, bro?
No, not even.
I don't think so either.
I don't think most people could have gone 7 for 7. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, if you happen to not be subscribed to Patreon, or
shame on you.
If if you're not on the second tier, or you know, whatever, for some reason you missed it, they had a challenge. I was only listening to it because I was working. I was doing some like physical shit. What were they, jelly beans or what was it?
No, it was it was the Peeps. They had flavored marshmallow Peeps.
Okay.
And so they had all those different flavors, and so they were trying those you know, those Easter marshmallow Peeps. But there were some wild ass flavors, bro. I worked in a grocery store where I ran the whole grocery department, and I never seen some of those flavors. So yeah. I don't know where the hell they got them from, but I never seen cake batter or whatever the hell that was. And then
they had party cake. They had like root beer or some shit.
Yeah,
they had some crazy
fruit
ones.
Punch.
They had fruit punch, Fruit Loops.
Yeah, no, and I think it was he thought it was Fruit Loops, but it was Fruit Punch.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, it was a Fruit Punch one.
Oh, I thought it was Fruit Loops. I mean, well, he had said Fruit Loops, right?
Yeah, but yeah, it was crazy, dude. I liked it. I think I like those segments because I feel like you feel more connected to the show. Like I needed that, right? Like I already felt connected to the show. That's why I'm following them wherever they go. But I think it even gives you even more of a personal connection because it really is behind the velvet rope.
Yeah. No, and you know what? Even a little more behind the velvet rope. My buddy had hit me up and he was like, "Hey, are you watching this?" And I looked at my watch because I was working. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And it had said like, "Oh, Covino and Rich posted, on Patreon." So I clicked on it and
Right.
it said the link has been disabled or whatever. And I was like, "Oh fuck," or deleted or whatever the fuck it was. And so I hit up my homie. I was like, "Hey," I was like, "There's nothing there." And he was like, "No, they were just on, but they were having like technical issues or some shit." And he was like, "Shit got real." And I was like, "For real?" And I don't know if just Covino was irritated or something or what, or Jordan's irritated. I don't know. Because I didn't see it. But when they came back on, Covino mentioned it. He was like, "Oh yeah, we tried a couple of times to do this, but," he was like, "we didn't get the lighting right," or he mentioned a couple of things, so I was like, "Oh damn, I missed that behind the
Right.
velvet rope,"
Right. Me too. I
So
didn't see that part either.
yeah. Yeah, but so for the people, we kind of half explained what happened. So Covino went on live or whatever with Jordan, and they did this Peeps tasting, and Covino would just pull out a random one and give it to Jordan, and she guessed a 7 out of 7 that he gave her. She
All the
guessed
flavors.
the flavor,
Yeah,
which
dude.
I felt was fucking nuts because she gave Covino one, and he was like, "I don't know what this is," and I think but Covino, he had not guessed the one that Jordan gave him, and I think eventually he got it right. But he was like, "This shit is not as easy as she makes it look."
Right, right. You know what's something I want to touch on was had me fucking rolling, dude. Was it
What?
in true fucking Covino fashion? He gives her an IOU.
Oh yeah, no,
That was fucking great, dude.
no. What made me laugh about that is that Jordan was like, Covino was like,
IOU.
"Oh, but it's just as good as money." She didn't know
Yeah.
what it was from. And then when one of the listeners or somebody said Dumb and Dumber, she was
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh, stupid movie." And I was like, "Ooh," I'm like, "That's a classic for me. That's a classic."
But it's
So
funny though because IOUs are old school. You know what I mean? That's like
mhm,
even if you didn't watch that, that goes way back. And
mm,
but to his credit, he also gave her a C note too. He gave her a hundo. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So, but it was just the balance of the hundo and then the IOU. I was rolling.
yeah, no, it was actually, it was cool, man. I really enjoyed it, and you got to see them in their element,
Right.
which was dope. It was really cool, and that's one thing that I think a lot of us that have been following them for years have
Hmm.
always kind of wanted. And I'm sure it's not their favorite thing to do, to give us a little more personal shit. But I think it's something that we've been itching for, like, damn, like, I wish I could, for years, I've been saying, I wish I could watch the show, and
Right.
now we can.
Well, you know what's
So,
crazy? You know what's crazy, bro, is I mean, I hate to say it, but or maybe I don't hate to say it, but this part of them, this is better than the serious experience because I never got a fucking update, Covino's bonus behind the scenes fucking update on my because Patreon sends me a message, right? Like
mhm.
Sirius never sent me a message saying Covino had some extra bonus material for us. So like this shit has actually been for me, it's been dope. And if you guys are on the baller on a budget $5 version of the platform, this is what you're missing out on, man. You got to step it up a little bit and get off that baller on a budget platform because you're missing some good shit.
Yeah, no, it's been really cool. I've really enjoyed their behind the scenes shit. And yeah, it's been really cool. It was, what was so funny is that I didn't watch it. I think I watched it between our last episode and this one, but Covino had mentioned that when they did Jordan, or not Jordan's, when they did Sarah's going through her old pictures,
Hmm.
Covino was joking that Rich ruined it with his man feet all up in the picture, you know?
Right.
And I went through and I watched it like after the fact, and I was like, fuck, not only were his man feet all up in the fucking video, but his hairy ass man knees and shit. So we got hairy ass man legs and man feet. And I was just like, fuck. And then I think I texted them about it. I was like, I think Rich purposely did it. So he was like, yeah, like here's a picture of Sarah's butt, or like in a bikini or whatever. And he
Right.
was like, but here's also my feet and my hairy legs. So So if you're
Little
digging it, I'm gonna make you not dig it as much, so you can't be completely pervy about it because there's the man feet in the picture,
Yeah.
So I feel like it was a
Oh,
little calculated. Rich can say what he wants, but I feel like it was calculated.
that is a
So
true Dickie Do move for sure.
it really is. It really is.
Hmm.
They would call him like what, the king cock blocker or some shit back in the day.
Yep.
You
Yep. I
know,
remember that. Yep, for sure.
and you know what?
True.
I'm like, okay, as viewers and as subscribers, I'm like, yeah, you take what you get because he didn't have to share that part and Sarah
Right.
didn't have
Right.
to share that part. So it's like, all right, I'll share it, but I'll also
Hey,
share my feet.
hey,
So
all I saw was the cakes, Rich. So you keep doing you, I guess. But if you're gonna share cakes, then you go right
yeah,
ahead and stick them big old feet in there. I don't give two shits.
that's so funny. Yeah, no, I was watching it. I was like, I know what this motherfucker is doing. He's trying to act like it's all, oh, oops, I'm sorry. I'm gonna point down at the ground because I'm holding a picture and there's my feet, like
Well, and you know what's crazy with the connection? He's kind of lucky, bro. I'll give him credit for Sarah because he got her. She was a baddie, right? She was a super bad one. And then now, whenever you see her in the background, now she's all in mom mode. And so he got lucky, dude, because she could probably still dress up and kill it. You know what I mean? And just look outstanding. And but then she looks so comfortable in mom mode, like when she does make her little appearances, and she looks like a cute mom mode, right? She's got her hair parted or in pigtails or whatever she's doing, but he got lucky with that one, dude. He should
yeah.
hope
No,
he
she
appreciates that.
she
I'm sure he does, but
no, definitely. I remember this was maybe, well, it had to be more than a year ago at this point because I remember them being in Vegas or something. And Sarah and Jordan and I don't know who else was with them, but they were both dressed up. And maybe Kristen. I don't know if Kristen went with them as well. But I remember Sarah dressed up with heels and a tight little dress and everything, and she looked great. She looked really
right,
good. And I do think that some of us kind of forget that sometimes because we see her in mom mode, like you said, like
right.
with her sweats on and
Which,
whatever.
which she still looks
um
cute. I mean, that's
I
not to
mean, I
knock her
still
at
would,
all.
yeah,
It's just
I
mama.
still,
It's just a different version, right? Just like Prince. He don't look like Prince when he wakes up in the morning, or when he used to. But I mean, it is what it is, and that's and that
when he
when he
used
when he went on
yeah, he's been
stage,
sleeping
bro.
for a long time now, Cucuy. He's been sleeping for a while now, dog.
It's a dirt nap, bro. He'll wake up sooner or later.
Oh my goodness. Oh
But
man, but yeah, no,
but
I mean, that's cool that, and honestly, I feel like you said, Rich really got lucky as far as like she looks like she's got like those like core values as far as like
mhm.
like
Super
her
sweet.
she's
She's super sweet.
very sweet. I feel like she looks like she's a great mom. She looks like, and it's just like I just think Rich hit the lottery with her.
Right. Well, and let's be honest, he has a lot of great qualities. He does. Rich is a good dude. He's got a lot of great qualities, but he's also, it takes a certain type of individual probably to live with them.
Hmm. Yeah,
You
no,
know,
and she, I think they are
they
perfect for each
complement
other.
each other. They
They
complement
really,
each other
yeah,
well.
they really do because like Rich, like when he's making comments about other girls or whatever, she's like,
Hmm.
oh, it's just Rich, bless his heart.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
girls won't go for that.
I
Like
know.
I
Like, who the fuck
remember
is that bitch? Who? How you know her? They want details, bro. They're gonna go do a background check on the internet when you ain't looking.
no, a couple of days ago I was on TikTok and my girl looks and she goes, you like her better than me. And I was like
Who are
her
you
better,
looking? Who are
like,
you looking at?
no, I was
Snacky
just,
Chan.
you open TikTok and shit just starts playing, but all of the For You shit was all like dope ass bitches dancing
Oh
and
no,
shit.
Snacky Chan, bro. When you get a chance, check her out on TikTok.
Snacky Chan.
Oh yeah.
You know what, I would write that down if I had a pen, but no, but no, but and it's funny because I feel like, yeah, my girl's just like breaking my balls, but I feel like Sarah's not even like that. Like if she would have
Right.
looked, she would have been like, oh, Rich, looking at butt cheeks, and just, but yeah, so I really do think that they mesh really well together because she understands like he's a flirty dude,
Hmm.
and which like Covino mentioned a few days ago, he was like the big head doesn't fall far from the head tree or some shit, where he was talking about Greg, and Greg
Yeah.
being like, oh well, I watched this movie, but there was no good looking women, so I had to turn it off.
Right.
You know?
Well, and Rich always, he just has that social butterfly personality. So even if he's not intentionally flirting, which most of the time he is, he always has to be the center of the attention in the room.
Mm-hmm.
One way or the other, right? So he commands that attention just with his personality. I got a buddy the same way, bro. He talks to everybody, and we'll be at the bar kicking back, or back when we could, or whatever. We'll be out somewhere, and sometimes you're just in chill mode, and you're trying to just enjoy the moment. And this dude wants to talk to everybody at the bar, like it's almost like I can imagine Rich Davis, right, just walking around the bar. Hey, I'm Rich Davis. Hey, I'm Rich Davis. Hey, I'm Rich Davis.
Just walking around talking to everybody.
He's that outgoing, bubbly dude.
Yeah. No, definitely. And you know what? If I misquoted Covino on that, I don't want to misquote it. Okay, so a couple of days ago, which I appreciate, Covino had said on Instagram Live, he had promoted and said, the after show, but later there's an after show about us. And one of the things he mentioned was sometimes they'll say things that I said that, like they're misquoting or whatever. And I'm like, fuck, I try really hard not to do that,
Me too.
Like, I try really hard to make it like our take on things that happened or whatever. And,
right.
But I mean, it's inevitable, I guess. We'll misquote them and shit. But if I do misquote Covino, Rich, or Spot, I apologize, because I'm trying to.
Me too.
I'm trying to quote them to the best of my knowledge. So, but that's another thing I just want to say what's up, and thanks to Covino for shouting us out during his Instagram Live. He shouted us out, and LB has his podcast called Your News Our Take, so everybody could check that out. I guess it's like a kind of like a Latino version or a hip-hop version of Covino and Rich, I guess, is a one way to put it. So
that's dope. I'm gonna check that out for sure. But and you know what, Covino, Rich, and Spot too. Yeah, if I ever misquote you, I apologize, because you guys give us plenty of material to talk about where we don't have to spin it a certain way. So whatever I'm hearing is just how I heard it. If I ever misquote you, I apologize too, because there's plenty of storyline. There's plenty of storyline, bro. We don't have to make shit up and twist it.
Yeah,
they give us plenty of story.
No, and it's funny. That's one thing that I dig about like our show, and how we're kind of just talking about shit they said or whatever, because there's plenty of, or things that happened on the show. There's plenty of shows on YouTube and shit and channels and stuff where they literally try to make something out of nothing. They'll maybe take something that was said on Fox News or was said on a different podcast or was said on Joe Rogan or something, and they're like, you can see, like, there's one dude that I used to watch that would like dissect podcasts and stuff, and it was interesting, it was entertaining, but a lot of times he was pulling, like he would be like, oh, look, in this episode, and he would rewind it, he would be like, Rogan looked at Jamie for confirmation, and then they would like show a clip of like Rogan talking and then look at Jamie. And I'm like, I mean, we're not doing that. So they give us, like you said, plenty of stuff to where we don't have to make shit up,
No, Rich shows his wife's butt cheeks on the Behind the Velvet Rope,
other
bro.
show is gonna do that,
Right. I mean, I don't need to make anything up.
Yeah.
And then his big old hairy knee was in the picture.
Big old hairy man legs and man feet.
He didn't need any help with that, bro. He did that willingly on his own, bro. So it gives me something to talk about.
Yeah, but oh, you know what? And there was something actually that I wanted to, and I know on this podcast we tend to lean a lot more Covino, which I mean, I'm sorry, it's just how I've been listening to them for 9 years, and that's just how I lean 90% of the time. But
and I didn't always feel that way. Like, I think sometimes in the early years, and I don't know if I was just at a different place in life where maybe I was a little more selfish and arrogant too. So I had maybe in my 10, 15 years ago, when in the beginning of the show, maybe I leaned more Rich Davis because I was more like him. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But I didn't always feel that way. But definitely the last, probably, like you said, 8, 10 years of the show, I mostly agree with Covino. It just is what it is.
Hey, you know what? It's funny because I sent out a tweet and I was like, who do you lean? Do you lean more Covino, more Rich, more Spot? And since I do side with Covino, like a lot of the time, I thought, all the responses were going to be like, definitely Covino, but it was honestly, it was like a three-way tie as far as like there was people saying I lean more Spot, I lean more Covino, I lean more Rich, definitely more Rich, definitely more Covino.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, it's so funny because in my head, I'm like, how could any reasonable person lean more Rich, you know? And that's just because
Right.
I'm biased, you know? And
Right.
so when I see people saying, oh, I lean more Rich, I'm like, I'm like, that's interesting, you know? So I
And
like to ask questions like that, like on the Carl page or on Twitter, and get other people's perspectives, because like when you and I are talking,
right.
we pretty much see the same on a lot of things. Um, and so it's kind of hard to see like, okay, or it's kind of easy for us to assume everybody thinks like that, you know?
Right. Well, and like I said, with even calling myself out, um, when I leaned a little more rich, I was a little more selfish in at a different place in life. And so automatically, as soon as I hear that from somebody else, I'm like, well, you're telling me a lot. You know what I mean? Because a lot of his ways, although he's a good dude, it usually ends up being about him in one way, shape, or form. And so if you agree with that, you're probably got the same personality. Hate to say it.
You know what? And there's times where I, in my, you know, on the podcast, um, and in real life, I've definitely been trying to do is actually listen when people are talking,
Right.
because what I noticed about myself and actually going back and listening to these episodes and stuff is that, and I noticed I do it in real life as well, is that a lot of times if you're telling me a story and you're like, you know, me and my buddy went to a Blazers game and and then I hear that, and for some reason I start thinking of the time me and my girl went to a Lakers game, and you know how much fun we had. So as you're still talking, I'm thinking about my story that I'm about to tell, right?
Right.
Without actually listening to your story. And you know, I think that's one thing that's very important, not only in a podcast form, but also in real life, is to actually listen to people, you know, like
For sure.
actually like for real, like actually listen, like we do Cavino and Rich, you know, we actually listen to what they're saying. And I think a lot of times we're so, and I'm saying me personally, a lot of times I'm thinking like, and it's not even like, oh, I want to one up your story. It's just like, I'm thinking about, oh shit, that reminded me of this. And then you start going through the story in your head, and I look and I'm like, oh fuck, El Cucuy still talking. Like I missed half of the shit he said, you know?
Right. No, I think I'm guilty of that at some points too. I think we all are, bro. We're in an ADD society, and I think that's what it is. Like halfway through, we're already thinking about how we're going to respond, regardless of how we're going to respond, whether it's to share a similar story or just be ready to respond. You know what I mean? I think that's like, I don't know. I get that a little bit my damn self.
No, I feel you. And there's actually there was a class I took called, it was like gender relations or some shit, or some shit about males and females, right? And about how different people think and shit. And one of the things that stuck with me is, a lot of shit didn't stick with me from college, but there's some shit that stuck with me, and a lot of it was like in the like psychology classes and shit.
Right.
There was
Me too.
one that said that when a woman is telling you a story, you know,
Hmm.
what they're looking for is empathy. So they want you to, you know, their response commonly is, what they want from you is typically, like if they're telling you, hey, my fucking I banged my finger in the drawer, subconsciously what they want from you is you to tell them a story where you got hurt, or oh, you know what, I jammed my finger in a drawer one time, right? So they want you to feel what they're feeling. When it comes to a male perspective, if I tell you, fuck man, my head hurts, right?
Yeah.
What a dude wants from you is to say how to fix it. So, if I'm like, fuck man, I jammed my finger, it hurts, you know, uh, subconsciously a male wants you to say, hey, well, fucking wrap it and put some tape on it or whatever the fuck, if you don't have like a band-aid by you, or,
Right.
and it's not even a conscious thing that we even know we're looking for. But just honestly, like, and I'm not saying like I'm like great at that, but I've noticed ever since I took that class, and when I listen to like a female talk, like whether it be my mom or sister or girl or whoever, you know, if you give them like a similar story, you do see them feel like, oh, they really know what I'm going through, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
if you kind of do that with the dude, I'm not saying that they're gonna be like, man, fuck you, get out of here, you
Right.
know. But I just feel like with the female, it really does. They feel like, damn, this dude really understands me, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
if it's a male, it's more like, hi, Bubba, you want to say hi to my friend? Okay. You don't want to say hi real quick? Just come over here. Look, you could see in the camera. Okay. Well, close the door, please. I'm recording still. Hey, are you gonna be quiet if you're gonna be in here? Okay. And watch. Hey, don't trip on any cords or anything. Okay. Hey. All right. My bad. But yeah, no, it's something that I've really I that's one thing that stuck with me, is that typically like dudes want a solution and like females want empathy, you know? So
Well, and a lot of it too is based on life experience, because I think that sometimes it's important to pay attention to the behavior of the people that you interact with, because they tell you a lot. Like their response to your behavior pretty much tells the story if you're if you're listening. And I think that sometimes it depends. If you've got a chick, like you have a girlfriend that maybe been through some trauma, she might need something different than someone that, like, maybe, someone that Sarah looks like she's probably low maintenance, right? Like she probably hasn't been through a whole lot of
mm,
bad shit in her life because she looks hella cool and hella chill. So I think also it's the person and the personality too. You know what I mean? Like it's just
yeah.
important to pay attention to how people respond to you. And that's one thing I try to do, is just, how am I being perceived? Because a lot of times we don't see ourselves the way others see us. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
it's because we're not paying attention to the interaction we have with them. And I don't know. I think sometimes when you're around someone that wants to talk, you just fucking let them talk themselves until they get tired. You know what I'm saying? And then some people don't want to talk as much. I don't know, man. I think you're right. I think using psychology, a lot of it, personal interaction is you got to listen. You have to hear, to have good conversation, you have to listen to what the other person is saying, um, and then respond accordingly, right? Because a lot of
Yeah.
times if you already got a pre-made response, and I'm guilty of it myself.
Yeah. No, you know, and there's some like podcasts I listen to where I feel like I do this a lot. And like if I say I have a view on something, right? And I'm talking to you, and then you mention something, um, I will sometimes I'll kind of change my view and be like, oh, you know what? Because I'm not consciously telling you, oh, that makes sense, or I didn't think of it that way or whatever, but I may be thinking that in my head, to
Right.
where now I'm kind of leaning a little more towards the middle on my thought, even though we
Right.
were on separate ends of the spectrum, right?
Right.
But that's something where I don't like, there's some opinions that yes, I'm fucking married to, but I feel like if you're like that with a lot of shit, then you're not allowing yourself to grow, you know? So if you're telling me something that I typically like I don't really think of
Right.
or I don't feel, I'm like, wait, well, let me hear what this motherfucker has to say, because maybe they
but
have a
that's
good
but
point.
that means you're open to perspective, though. That's good shit, because people that don't do that, and I try to be open to perspective too, because I know I'm not always fucking right. You know what I mean? Like, you're right, maybe they thought of something fuck I haven't thought of yet. You know what I mean? But that also means you're not fucking closed-minded, and that's a good thing, dude, because that's the people that do that grow. You know what I mean? Like the people that don't do that, they never change, bro. Or
Mhm.
change is difficult.
And you know what though? I'll be honest. If I'm in a bad mood, or if it's somebody I don't really respect, I won't do that as much. You know, and
Right.
I'm like, fuck that. You don't get it. You don't understand. You're fucking dumb. You know, like, man, fuck
Mm-hmm.
you. I don't want to talk to you again. Like, leave me the fuck alone. And I get in these really bad moods where I'm just like, nope, nope, nope. Everybody sucks. I'm fucking right. I know everything, you know?
Fuck the world.
Yeah, really.
Yep.
So, but
Yep.
if I'm in a normal type of mood and I'm having a conversation like with you, or if we have on fucking baseline Trey or Soupy, or we have on somebody else, and I'm telling you about the show, if there's something where you're like, no, Rich was really right on this, and I'm thinking Rich was full of shit. Well, when you tell me, I'm like, well, I guess, you're right about that. That's not because I'm being a little bitch and I'm fucking,
No.
coming. I'm like, oh, fucking, I'm not worthy. You fucking, you're
Right.
right. It's like, oh, wait, you know what? Maybe I didn't give it that much thought. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I feel you, dude, 100%. Hey, I want to bring something up real quick.
What's up?
Rich tried to swear up and down that he hasn't changed, bro. Did you catch that part?
Oh, about being in Texas.
Well, he says he hasn't changed, and it's like, hold on. First, he said he was a good ass shooter, right? But he'd only shot in a couple times in his life. They're on a farm. He's talking about that they have to claim a different tax bracket. Remember when he was doing that because they have a farm?
Yeah.
Right? Motherfucker, when you were in New York, the word farm didn't even come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know, man. Covino he echoed my statement. I always try to say that Rich is the most unaware motherfucker there is. And Covino said it. And I was like, see, I'm telling you, dude, Rich does not see himself how other people see him. And it's okay to change, right? There's nothing wrong with change. And the fact that he did go shooting guns and the fact that he is now on a farm, that's fucking great. But for him to just say that, he hasn't changed, I don't know, man. What do you think? What's your thoughts?
No, I definitely feel like he has changed, but I don't think it's typically like a bad thing because
No.
I feel like you said, Rich can walk around the bar and be like, I'm Rich Davis,
Right.
I think and you know what, I don't think he sees it, but I don't think it's a bad thing because I really do feel like he's a chameleon, right?
Right.
He's in Texas, and
And
all of a sudden, and it's not even that he's like changing like his core values or anything. I just think he's more like Covino was making fun of him and being like, oh, I'm rooting Tootin' Davis,
Yeah, that's fucking great.
And I do see that. Yeah.
Remember that?
No, I see that, and it's like, it's not a bad thing, Rich. Like,
no.
I feel like we're all, there's a lot of nurture versus nature,
I'm doing it right now. Like, I'm a Golden State Warrior fan, but I live on, Tularia Maple by the fairgrounds in fucking Fresno, California. And anyone that's from Fresno that hears this knows what I'm talking about. I don't walk around with blue, bro. Right.
Mhm.
And I love my Golden State Warriors, and I'm not in no gang or gang affiliated or nothing like that. But because the area I live in, I don't wear a lot of blue when I leave the house. And when I lived in Oregon, bro, and I lived in Northern California, I didn't wear hats and I didn't wear my earring because I already don't look like them. Now I'm not going to conform and wear Carhartt and boots and wear a knife at the side of my hip, and I'm not going to do all of that. I'm still going to wear my Nikes and my Levi's and my white tee, but I'm going to tone it down a cunt hair because I just don't want to stand out that much extra. So I get it, dude. I mean, I might not even wear the mask, bro. If I wear a mask, right? But if I'm getting a dirty look in Texas for going to the gym wearing the mask, I might not even wear the mask because I'm on the fence with that thing anyways. I do it because it makes people feel better. But if it also made people feel better if I didn't, fuck, I'm not going to argue that. I probably wouldn't wear it either, right? So I get it, and it's cool it's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean he's selling his soul because he's a chameleon.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think for him to say that he hasn't is just going back to him being unaware. And you know what though, but I think if you tell anybody that, their automatic response is defense, go on the defensive, because if I tell you like, damn, Uncle Cucuy, you've been in fucking, Maine, and I don't feel like you're fucking like yourself anymore. You're gonna be like, man, fuck you. You're gonna come back with that. I'm the yeah, you're gonna come up with, I'm the same motherfucker that I've always been, and and I myself, if somebody tells me like, damn, dude, you're fucking different now, I'm like, man, fuck you, I'm not different, like, and but to say that is just, I think it's an automatic response.
I think you know what though, bro, if you really think about it, like, the older you get, which no one wants to get old, but as you experience life, you understand that some of your biggest failures in life was because you thought like that, right? Like, we have to change. I can't be the same dumb motherfucker I was at 19 or I'd be in jail. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like, you have to change your thought process and and grow. If you don't, I don't see how you get better, right? Like you get X amount of years on this planet. You want to be the same dude at the end of that time that you were at the beginning? Nah, bro. You have to have learned more compassion, and you have to have learned more to listen, like we talked about. And those things show growth. And if people want to be upset with me because I'm trying to be the best version of myself, and they say that I've changed a little bit, hey, that's something I can live with, man. Because you get one shot at this life, and you should not be the same person at the end of it that you were halfway through or a third of the way through, man. You have to have learned. You know what I'm saying? A little bit.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I really do. I feel like we're all typical, like, you and I were talking about, or we've had conversations in the past about Covino and Rich, and we've had conversations about words we try not to use anymore, right? That were maybe cool when we were young. There was a comedian, David So, I think is his name. He was on The Fighter and the Kid, and he was talking about how he would use the N-word growing up in the hood, where he was. And it wasn't until, and he said like not in the ER, with the hard ER, he would use it with the A, right? And it was cool in his neighborhood. So he was talking about how when it wasn't until he went to like college or some shit, or he went to a different neighborhood and he dropped it talking to his friend, and his friend was like, whoa, like we don't do that shit around here,
Nope.
And he said, he
Nope.
goes, oh, all right, and he was like, cool. And then I didn't use it no more. And he was saying that they were saying on the show, that's kind of how it should be. If you're using it, but you don't mean it in a malicious way, and somebody's like, hey man, like that's not really cool or whatever, like, and you say, oh fuck, my bad, and you drop it, that should be the end of it. But now, like in cancel culture, it's like, nope, let's get this motherfucker out of here, blah blah blah. But I mean, that's besides the point. That him just hearing that and saying, oh shit, maybe that's not cool for me to use. I'm an Asian dude, I'm not a black dude. Okay, it's not cool. That's him growing, right? So if he was gonna be fucking stubborn and say, nah, fuck this, I use this is my word, I grew up in the hood, you don't know me, then that's him being fucking arrogant and dumb about it. Like, why not say, okay, cool, it's not like as normal as I thought it was, and my bad. And that's him growing,
for sure,
which I think we can all do.
And you know what? And even touching on that cancel culture shit, like I obviously I grew up with the brothers and I grew up with the Vatos. I mean, I grew up with everybody, and I think that, and with that being said, you had some white dudes that tried to hang out too, and when they were kind of really racist or prejudiced, or like they didn't all the way trust the situation, their behavior would dictate it, right? They would start making sure they had their wallet. They would make sure they had their sunglasses, and you could just tell. So even with that cancel culture, even if you've done something back in the day, it's not hard for real motherfuckers to still see if you're still that same way, or if that's what you meant by something, or if you truly meant and it was innocent, or even if you've changed, right? Because maybe that's how you used to feel, and you went through some shit or had an experience, or maybe someone helped you and you changed your thought process. You could tell in one person's behavior, dude. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, with the example that you gave, all they had to do was tell him, hey, that ain't right. And if the behavior changed right after, he didn't mean nothing by it. And he shouldn't be persecuted for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, you know what? Actually, I think it's kind of cool. Comes back to a conversation that we had about Justin Timberlake, talking shit about Britney or whatever when they were young. And, he's somebody, like, I feel I don't think he was ever a bad person, and even the comments he made, I don't think they were terrible, but he came out and was like, you know what, I was a dumb kid and I said some shit, whatever. He's somebody who does look like he has grown and matured, and he looks like he's a quote unquote different person than he was then, but not because he was a bad person then, but he was fucking 16 and he was immature. Like all of us were at 16, 17, 18 years old,
He absolutely was acceptable for his age for the time. He didn't do anything. He didn't go to jail. He wasn't on high-speed chases. He didn't get caught with a loaded firearm at the airport. Dude, he was, if you really want to look at it, for as big as his star was in that moment, he because even Bieber was controversial a little bit there with all the crazy tattoos, and he didn't do any of that, dude. And so you know, I'm with you, man. He didn't. It's just the way that we cancel people out is crazy these days. You know,
Yeah.
and check out this. Tell me if you agree. You might even have to cut this out. Maybe you don't. But as far as it's went, it's kind of disappointing because as much as it's even affected the CNR show, Patient Lee was always one of my favorite segments, bro.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what I
and
mean? And
you know what?
and only real CNR listeners, maybe you don't cut it out because only real CNR listeners are going to even understand what I'm saying by patiently and accordingly and whatever. But that was one of my favorite segments of the show. And I know Covino's not meaning no harm. And that's why it was kind of fun because, you know, he wasn't trying to be a dick about it. And
yeah, no, and you know, they had even mentioned that they got the approval from the Covino and Rich Asian community, you know, and people,
right.
you know, Asian listeners that they have been like, no, like we understand, we get your guys' humor, we get where you're coming from, and they've even been like, they've kind of toned it down a little bit, being like, all right, well, fucking, it's not worth it, you know, like Covino has said a million times when they're talking about Dalia or they're talking about even Chris Harrison that they have a relationship with. And when it comes to that, Covino's like, nope, not defending him. I don't give a fuck.
Well, you know,
I'm not defending
you know
him.
what's crazy? You know what's crazy, bros? I also grew up with some Asian dudes. Like my neighborhood truly was a melting pot, and we grew up with Indians that owned the liquor stores and casinos too. You know, and what's crazy is that's how everyone was growing up, and that's how they were, and those are the same things that they made, and the jokes that they would make too. You know what I'm saying? So it would be everyone I grew up with approved, and you know, even my buddy at work, you know, his name's Chang, and his nickname's Two Changs, and he's always. It's crazy because of the cancel culture that we're in. He still cracks those jokes, and it just makes me feel super uncomfortable because A, we're at work, and B, those jokes are not accepted in society anymore. But he can say them because he's Asian. But if you laugh, you're almost just as guilty. So I'm just like, he's being funny as shit. But the common sense part of me is like, well, it's probably not appropriate, and you don't want to have people seeing you laugh at that type of joke. It's fucked, dude.
Yeah.
I think we've overreacted a lot, dude. I really do.
No, that's crazy. Is that, you know, that's nuts that you say that, because it makes so much sense where it even puts you in a spot as somebody who's not even saying anything. You're not the one making the comment. You're not, but it really does. And, you know, it goes back to a comment that Bree Miller said, you know, she mentioned on the show this week, in the live chat or something, where one of the things that bothers her is where people say, if you're not, what is it? If you're not against the problem, you're part of the problem or some shit.
Yep.
And that's really what sucks is like, if you, like you said, your homie's making a joke and you're afraid to laugh at it because you're like, and you don't want people to.
Homie.
Yeah.
Good homie. I mean, bro, he brought me the $90 bottle of Hennessy for my birthday, bro, and he's a coworker. I mean, he's a good homie.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
And see, and you're afraid how it's gonna look if you're laughing, because they're gonna be like, oh no, El Cucuy thinks this way, let's fucking cancel him from work, you know?
Well, in general, like, what are people gonna view me as an individual and as a person if, you know, he's cracking this joke, dude? He's making an Asian joke and it's funny as shit. But I mean, what are people gonna think if you start busting up and he's saying something that's highly inappropriate, even if he's Asian?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I feel you, and it's crazy because it kind of puts like
it's pressure,
everybody
it's
in
societal pressure. It's what it society's created a new norm, and if you're not part of it, bro, they're gonna come after your ass.
Yeah, no, definitely. But oh, you know what? Do you want to do kind of change, I guess, topics and shit? Do you want to? What was that?
We're changing gears.
Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to switch gears? Do you want to go into the 8th gear right here and fucking and do a giveaway?
Hey, bro, it sounds good to me. I've been waiting
I
for that
think
all show, bro. I'm excited.
I think it's time for a giveaway. Let me go ahead and get this shit started. All
Hell
right, so
yeah.
everybody, I don't know if anybody knows what's going on, but we actually ran it for a couple of weeks this time. So we're actually going to be giving away a Covino and Rich Tier 2 Behind the Velvet Rope package. So
And not the baller on the budget. All the Jordan and the after with the peeps and the Easter egg game and spot cook and egg mountain. You're gonna see all the new stuff. Not
it's
the
all
baller on the
baked.
budget.
It's all in the archives.
All we ask is whoever we give it to, and you don't have to, right? This is just me throwing it out there, hint, hint. Keep subscribing. Hopefully you dig it enough, which you should. Tune in. Make sure you listen to it. If you listen to it, you'll dig it. So please keep subscribing and give them another member. And if you can, just share it with somebody else. Like, even if you can't get no one to subscribe, play it enough in front of them where they got no choice. You know what I mean?
And also, besides the Patreon, we hope you enjoy the Patreon, but also make sure you're sharing. If you don't want to share the Patreon with a friend or whatever, share the best of the week. Tell people, hey, I listened to this show. And what's cool is that Spot's not throwing together 5 days worth of material. Now he's picking like a best segment that's like maybe 30 minutes or so from the week. So you're getting, top of the line CNR content for the best of the week. So tell your friends about it, tell everybody about it. And it's growing the show is only going to make it better. Covino and Rich think that we're promoting them, because we love them, but it's selfish. It's selfish.
Right.
We know the bigger they get, the more content we get.
Right.
So,
and the better content we get.
Yeah. So, so we're going to go ahead and I guess we'll go ahead and start this. We had such a turnout this time for this. Honestly, I don't know if befuddled or bemuffled or whatever the hell, one of those words that I don't know because I'm Mexican. I was bemiffled. And I think I made up that word. I was bemiffled by the amount of people we had actually join this time and actually entered the drawing. We had close to 150 people.
Yeah, bro.
Close
excited.
150, close to 150 people that turned out for this. So we really appreciate you guys.
And to other shows that might not, we're fucking excited. We're excited, and hopefully that's the start of many. And if we got to give away free shit to get people to fucking sign up, hey, fuck it, we're gonna give away some free shit. So thank you,
hey, man.
Thank you to everybody that participated. We appreciate it. Even if you only did it because you're getting something free, we don't give two shits. Thank you for your support. We'll take it.
All right, man. Well, let's get this shit started. Let me go share screen.
Hey, and by the way, the more people that turn out for the support, the bigger the prize gets. So tell your friends.
Yep. That's true. Last time we had about 18 people that entered the drawing. This time we had about 150 people that entered. So next time, if we have 1,000 people enter, then we'll give away some more shit, So
fine, we get 100,000 one day, bro. Maybe it's a fucking iPhone 12 Pro. Who knows?
Who knows? And by one day, we mean the iPhone 12 Pro of that day. So if it's a year from now, it'll be the iPhone 13 Max Pro Super Sport.
Yep, for sure.
All right, everybody. Let's get ready for the Covino and Rich Patreon giveaway. Tier 2, it's going to be the, what is it? Behind the Velvet Rope. So if you enter the contest, we really appreciate it. Here we go. And just El Cucuy, count me down and tell me when to hit the spin button.
3, 2, 1. Hit that shit.
All righty. Here we go. Who's going to win?
Yeah, bro, I can't read one name on there, but I'm excited.
Low Key.
Low Key, congratulations.
I don't know who the hell that is. Now I'm looking at that. It might be hard for me to go back and find who that was, but congratulations, Low Key. Congratulations, Floki. You just got a Covino and Rich Patreon Tier 2 package. And remember, check this out. Flow Key, you need to hit us up, anywhere on social media at AfterShowBL, or, you can text us 928-235-5285. I almost forgot the number, but let us know, hey, it's Flow Key. I'm here to get my prize. Hold on. How do I stop the screen share?
Oh, no. We got to keep it going, bro. I got a surprise.
You got a surprise? What do you mean you got a surprise?
Yeah, run the music. We got another giveaway.
We got to throw the music back on?
Yeah, dude, we got another giveaway, bonus round.
Another giveaway. So we have Flow Key.
Yeah, Flow Key gets the Cavino Rich package, but guess what? I got this $20 gift card that I'm giving away. You can use it at Yard House, Olive Garden, Longhorns, Bahama Breeze, Seasons 52, Cheddar's, or any of the restaurants in that group, the family of restaurants. $20 gift card, man. We got to give this thing away too.
Oh my goodness. El Cucuy coming with the giveaways, the extras. We had such a good turnout that we're not only giving away a tier 2 package, we're also giving away a $20 gift card to Olive Garden. What is it? Doghouse or some shit? Yard House.
Hey, Yard House. Yeah, man, go get you a burger and a beer or whatever your state allows you to do. Or shit, order for pickup, whatever, man. But yeah.
You know what? Well, let me go ahead and... Well, then we have to... Go ahead and count me down. We'll do this again.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Hit it.
All right. So this person is going to be the winner of the $20 gift card. $20. Oh, and El Cucuy's coming with the moves, people. Dan Chimino from Instagram. Dan Chimino from Instagram. You just won yourself, buddy, $20 to Yard House, Yard House, Olive Garden, one of those many places on the gift card.
Go get you some breadsticks.
So again, you know what? If you guys didn't win, stay tuned and actually look out, because we might be, if these people, if what was it, Dan? I forget the name.
Yeah, Dan and Flow Key.
If Dan or Flow Key don't hit us up, we're gonna do this again.
Absolutely.
We'll you know what? So Dan, you have some time, a little time to hit us up. Hit us up on Instagram, on anywhere AfterShowBL, or 928-235-5285. Again, 928-235-5285. And yeah, just let us know that, hey, I'm Flow Key. I'm not Flow Rida. I'm Dan. I'm Flow Key. And let me know.
Dan the fucking man.
We'll go ahead. We'll send Dan the man and Flow Key. Dan the man his gift card, and Flow Key the login information for the Patreon coming up the April. And what's cool is you're gonna get the entire month of April. When we gave away the last one, you got about 2 to 3 weeks of the Patreon, but we tried. So this time we have a full month, the entire month of April. So if you guys didn't win, stay tuned and keep checking us out, because we might be giving it away if Flow Key don't listen. If Flow Key's like, I entered, but I'm not gonna listen to that bullshit.
And I know we're gonna have another giveaway here in a couple more shows. So you guys tune in, man. We got some good shit coming. And then, hey Dan, you got to send us your address, man, so we can send you this card, because it is a physical card. I am gonna have to put it in the mail, so make sure you shoot us your address, and we'll get that out to you ASAP-aless.
Yeah, Dan. So hit us up with your address and say, hey, I'm Dan the man, and I need that card. I need to get me some never-ending breadsticks and soup and salad.
Yeah,
Tell me.
Bro. I don't even know what specials they got right now, but it's always fucking, hey, it's free, whatever it is. So go stuff your face, courtesy of the after show.
My daughter can tell you. My daughter loves Olive Garden and Red Lobster, and she's 4. So
I you know what, bro? I like them both too.
So yeah, well, congratulations to everybody that won. I'm so glad that El Cucuy did that, and
fuck.
Oh my goodness, it's your autograph. So check it out. My daughter just brought me this. She said it's her autograph. She drew herself.
Hell yeah.
Ding, Bubba.
Yeah, Kennedy.
El Cucuy said, yay, Kennedy. I know you have your glasses in the picture, but you're not wearing your glasses. What's that about? Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to keep this picture with me forever. How about that? All right, Bubs. I love you. All right. We'll see you golden on, okay? All right. Well, everybody,
All right.
congrats to Flo Key, congrats to Dan the Man. You're getting some stuff, and congrats to Cavino and Rich. You
Yeah.
guys said that you've hit some numbers that you didn't know you were gonna hit on Patreon. So I'm so stoked for you guys. I can't be more excited.
Well, you know what's crazy too is that to give all three of those guys credit, Cavino, Rich, and Spot. Um, how many times in life are people with their back against the wall, right? I feel like we got a better product. I really do. And it's not like, and that's not to criticize the product they had on Sirius, because again, obviously I've been listening since '06, so they've been doing a hell of a job. But I feel like right now it's even better. Like they kicked it up a notch. And the fact that you could hear it in their voice when which obviously, and again, I would, you'd probably hear it in my voice, but when the Sirius deal came to an end, you could hear the disappointment, right, and the uncertainty, and even in the first couple of shows of Patreon, the transition, right, and the change. But now they're back to, you know, their confidence level. You can just hear it in their voice, and
Yeah.
obviously they want to continue to grow. But the show's even gotten better. So you get kicked in the nuts, and not only do you get up, but you get up ready to fight. And oh man, it's been great.
Yeah, no, and they say, I'm gonna use a cliche right here, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and these dudes definitely are stronger now. Their shows become a better product, and we get more of them than we could have ever wanted or ever thought we would get, which is
Right.
awesome. And I'm excited for them, man. I know they're putting their fucking everything, they're throwing their balls on the table and letting us stomp on them. They're just fucking, I couldn't be more grateful for what they're doing, because I know it's not what they want to do, but they know, hey, you know what? If we're gonna if we're Cavino and Rich LLC now, then you know what? Let's fucking do this shit. So they said, fuck it. Cavino said, fuck. Hypothetically, Cavino said, fuck. Not wanting to put myself out there. I'm gonna, have a play along with my guitar, and I'm gonna fucking have me and Jordan eat peeps and shit. Definitely not Cavino, he doesn't want to do that shit, but he's doing it because you know what? He said, fuck it. These people paid their hard-earned money to come see me, and
He's
exclusively
growing, bro.
me.
That's growth. He knows
I'm
he's
gonna
got to do it. If he's going to be the best version, and they're going to be as successful as they can, hit the peak, that he knows he's got to do it. And even if they're throwing their balls on the table, and Rich is throwing his Bean Boozleds on the table, his Bean Boozled challenge balls, his little fucking jelly beans. But anyways, like he said, they're going for it, dude.
And what I do, and this is one thing that I do want to say is I need more Spot on Patreon.
Yes.
That Egg Mountain was fucking dope, and we haven't gotten, I don't think we've gotten anything since, right?
No, but you know what? He gave me enough when he had his fucking Trump trucker hat on and he's sitting on the couch. Dude, I was like, hey,
yeah.
take that shit off, Spot. But
damn, I wish I had my phone with me right now. I would share it to my computer. So, because the screenshot you sent me was fucking hilarious.
Oh, that was great, dude.
Man, that was fucking dope.
Man.
But yeah, so we need more Spot on Patreon. We love the amount of Cavino, and we love the amount of Rich we're getting. Definitely love the amount of Sarah and Jordan that we're getting. So that's always cool.
Do it. Spot can do a special feature, bro, because I know he's got pictures of the toe before and after. He should share.
I don't know if I'm down for that.
I want to actually see it shoot the laser. I know he can shoot that. He can actually shoot that laser, bro. That would make ultimate content.
Yeah, and you know what? We might have to eventually, if I make a Toe Buster shirt, maybe we'll give it away.
Hell yeah! Oh, that'd be great, bro.
So yeah, but oh, and did I ever show you the G Spot T-shirt?
Oh, that's fucking great.
So,
you know what you should have did, bro? Hey, if you make the next version, have him with his fucking super soaker, like he's holding a fucking AR or something.
G Spot like that with the super soaker.
Oh, that's fucking great, dude.
So yeah, that I made this shit forever ago. Look at that shit.
Oh, that's great.
We have G Spot right there.
I like it.
So, and I wanted to put on there, like at the bottom, put G Spot, but I was like, fuck, I don't know if people would be wanting to mob around with the shirt that said that,
Hey, Spot's next shirt and shit, we should have him fucking holding a super soaker. Let's check it out, bro. He should be holding a super soaker like this, and on the back, kind of like my hat, instead of where it says no Bammer, it should just say Loogies.
It should say what?
no loogies. So he could just
No
have that
loogies.
have that on the back
Oh,
of have that on the back of the shirt, bro. Just say have the little thing like this, but say loogies, right?
have it right
And then
at the top
and
of the neck, right under the like
yeah,
where the collar is.
and then
A little.
Spot could be on holding his super soaker, bro, on the front. Same kind of picture as that.
Hey, we got ideas for the new Covino and Rich store, the new merch that they're gonna have.
Yep, we need to cut though, Covino Rich, a little one, at least cost and some promo, but that's it.
Yeah, man. I'm stoked. You know what? We've done a fun show. You know what? There's plenty on here that I didn't get to that I had written down. You know what? I gotta give a couple of shout outs to people that have been supporting and shit. We have Jackson, the little homie. We have Big Steve, I'm listening to. That's my Big Steve impression.
Oh yeah, Big Steve.
So we got Big Steve, we have Adrian Gonzalez and Ivan Vargas, on YouTube. I have it in parentheses right here. So I don't know if he subscribed or he fucking, commented or some shit, but Ivan Vargas. We have Steven Belschner. I have on here a strong Twitter supporter. And I love when I'm tweeting shit out and people are liking and commenting and interacting. It just helps grow the page. Oh, and also shout out to broadcaster, comedian, actor Michael Yo.
Yeah,
who just
what's up?
Michael Yo just shouted us out on his podcast and also followed us on Twitter.
Hell
So
yeah.
and also Jordan followed us on Twitter.
So
I'm
huh?
at Al Cucuy.
Yeah. Hey, I got a couple shout outs too. The Tip Dog, Stickman, Goldie, Buck, a couple of those guys, they're helping push it too, spreading the word. So
you sound like my girl when I first met her. All of her friends, because all of my girls, she didn't have one friend with a normal name.
No,
it was like I can't even think of, like, there was Pubs and there was like fucking Primo, and there was like just all these people where they were like just these names that were, I was like, don't you have like a David, or
Hey, we had a rule growing up. It was slightly offensive to call someone by the name on their birth certificate. Like everyone had a nickname of some kind, right? And it was just that, like, again, we grew up in a melting pot, and some crazy names. You got some crazy names, and different groups of people called you different shit sometimes. Like sometimes you had 4 or 5 different nicknames depending on who it was that was, calling you. But yeah, no, we all got nicknames for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
My buddy Tip Dog. I don't mean to get too behind the scenes, but if I called him, Ryan Tipton, he might be offended. If I call Goldie Brett Arnold, he might look at me with the sideways face. It just, I don't know. It's just something I can't explain it.
No, hey, you can explain it. You know why? Because calling you by your government name is weird to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's the homie Al Cucuy. So I'll even tell my mom, hey, I'm gonna record with Al Cucuy, and she'll be like, oh, are you and Al Cucuy gonna record this week, or some shit. My girl will tell me, she'll be like something about Al Cucuy, and that's fucking, I don't even know if half these people know your name.
Well, because you know what it is, bro. It's when you're born, right? This is how I look at it. It's a little deep. I'm gonna go a little deep on this one, but your parents chose that, right? They chose a name based on what was cool at the time. Like that name isn't really associated to me with who you become, and the nicknames friends are relevant because it's based on something that they saw in you as an actual person, right? You were grown, you had actions. Like I said, we had a kid named Moki, and that's motherfucker, you're picking your boogers. That's why you're Moki. I mean, you gave yourself that name, right? You made us call you that name based on what you were doing. So I think the nicknames are more in tune with who you are versus when you were born, right? Like my mom, my real name is Ryan, and my mom named me Ryan because it was trendy at the time. But I don't really feel like a Ryan, right? I'm Ryan, I guess, but I don't know, man. I think
it's just like Covino. He said when Jordan calls him Steve. He's like, wait, it takes him a second to be like, who the fuck are you talking to? Like Steve, Oh, and what's funny? I have a funny ass story. Well, not funny ass. It's mildly funny. You might smirk, but I had, I was contacting some of the people that were entering the drawing, and if it was somebody like like J-Dub or Jerry O'Brien or people that I know are on Patreon already, I would contact them and be like, hey, did you really want to enter, or are you just supporting, you know? And
Right.
some of them were like, oh, I'm supporting, or some people were telling me they wanted to give it away, so they were entering. I saw one of the people that liked the post was Don Covino, right? So Covino's sister Donnie. And
Right.
so I hit her up and I didn't want to assume nothing. So I was like, hey, I just wanted to know if you wanted to enter the drawing or if you're just supporting, you know, the guys. And she she came back with a, oh, I don't need to enter. I'm just supporting. I love that you guys are supporting Steven, you know,
Yep.
and
Yep.
she threw a Steven in there. And it
Right.
cracked me up because Covino said to all my siblings, I'm Steven. You know, I'm
Right.
Covino to most of the world.
Right.
You know, I'm Steve to my girl, and I'm Steven to my family, you know, or baby Steve. But it was
Right.
funny because even in the message that I talked to Don, you know, I would think that she would say, oh, you know, I appreciate you, you know, supporting the guys or Covino or whatever. But she's
Right.
like, I really appreciate you supporting Steven.
Right, but that kind of backs my point because his family probably sees him as Steve or Steven. I would feel wrong calling him Steve or Steven. To me, he's Covino. And even though that's still his name, I'm not ever calling him Steve or Steven. Are you?
No, you know what's funny
Hell
actually that you
no.
say that is that when callers, you know, when they used to have a lot more people calling in
Right.
and people would call him Steve, I felt like it was kind of
Fucking
condescending.
irritating. It was irritating.
No, you know, or they would say, hey, Rich, you know, I think that you and Steve need, and I'm like, you don't know Covino like that. Like, I feel like me and Covino are cool. I don't know Covino like that. You know,
Right. Right.
Rich, you know, and Spot, they call him Covino. I've been
Right.
in their presence where they're talking and they call him Covino.
Or
It's
Cove.
Cove or
Right.
Covino, right?
Right.
And when a caller calls in and they're like, hey, my name's Bill and I'm over the road truck driver and I just want to say what's up to Steve and Rich. And I'm like,
Burps.
mother, you know,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Hold on, I
who the
gotta
fuck
finish
are you
this.
to be calling him Steve, dog? Like, you ain't
Yeah.
fucking, you don't know him like that. You know,
Yeah, you
if
ain't
fucking,
if your last name ain't Covino, you shouldn't be called, or even I don't even think Barnando calls him fucking
that's
Steve.
what I was gonna say. If you were Barnando, I would understand. You guys have known each other since you were kids. If you want to
Right.
call him Steve, that's
Yo, it's
cool.
Barnando.
I know. I was already thinking about how I could pull a clip of that. So I'll have to look for it. Hopefully I can edit it in here. But yeah, man, if you're not Barnando or fucking,
A
you know,
Covino.
Jordan, who the fuck are you to call him Steve? Like, I don't know, man. That
Unless he tells you that, right? Like, and maybe we don't know. Maybe he says, "Hey, man, just call me Steve." But I don't think Covino. I don't think he does that. I think Steve is just reserved for Big Steve, right? That's
I think so. I think I don't see Covino being like, hey, hold on there, brother.
because
Or, you
you
know,
know his dad is the head of his family, right? So I think like Big and Steve, because his pops, you know, he's the man, and I think that you know, so that's probably why they call him Steve in, right? Because it almost separates like Big Steve from Little Steve. I want to call him Little Steve, right? But
yeah.
that's all for them, bro. I mean that has nothing to do with me.
You know
I
what's
call him
funny
Covino.
is that you know how Covino said like they call him like baby Steve and like people like joke about it. But it's funny because I'm 33. I have a cousin that's my age. We grew up together. Like
Right,
literally, he's like 6 months older than me. His name's Ruben, right? Well, his dad is also Ruben. So it was always big Ruben and baby Ruben or little Ruben. So
right.
even now, where if somebody's telling a story or they're saying something, or I'll even tell like my mom, hey, I talked to baby Ruben, and it's it just kind of rolls off your tongue. It goes
Right.
together, you know. So when people
Hey,
think it's kind of funny that he's called baby Steve, I'm like, well, we have baby
no.
Ruben in my family, you
Right.
know.
Right. No, hey, you know what's crazy too? I could tell. Tell me if you agree. You know, Big Steve don't take no bullshit, right? Anybody who starts a conversation with, "Hey, yo," They don't take no bullshit, bro. He is not taking no bullshit. Am I right or am I right?
No, hey, no, for real. Anybody, hey, and actually, there was a story I wanted to get to a few episodes ago about Big Steve, because I don't know if I'm even remembering it correctly, but
What is it?
was there a story about him, or was it Greg that stabbed themselves in the leg?
I don't think I caught that, dude. What happened?
This was years ago. I think it was Covino that told a story where I think he was like grilling or something, and he fucking stabbed himself in the leg and was like, "Hey, little shit, get out of here," or some shit. You know, if Covino hears this, that'd be cool for him to remind us of this story, because I only vaguely remember it. And if it wasn't you, well, my bad. I guess this we'll never remember. But there was a story about somebody fucking cutting fucking onions or something and stabbing themselves. I think it was in the leg, if I'm not mistaken.
We don't want to misquote you, Covino. We don't want to misquote you.
We don't want to misquote people, but you know, I remember it a certain way. It's my truth, like people say, my truth.
Yeah.
How
about this though? Hey, I got, you know what? Now that we're on the topic of the Big Steve, what was your favorite Big Steve story, bro? Mine was the airport when Tommy was late.
Oh yeah,
that was fucking great, bro. That was good. What about you?
Let me see a Big Steve story. Well, it's not really even a story. It's kind of just something that happened. But one thing that cracks me up is Covino going to work with Big Steve, you know, and him dragging him around while he was like, you know, filling vending machines or whatever the fuck he was doing. And Covino always jokes about people probably thought he had like a little adopted kid, or he had a little Latino worker with him, you know, like a little 8-year-old kid that he hired for the day to work with him. And that he's paying him in candy because
he's paying him in candy.
Big Steve, this big white guy, and then you see the little. We've seen the pictures of Covino like on a soccer team,
right.
The one I'm thinking of is where he's wearing that little red shirt, and he's like, you know, his eyes, you can't even see him. So that picture, that little kid running around with Big Steve, like, "Hey, little rugrat, get over here," you know.
Yeah.
Your mom's gonna kill me.
I told you not to do that. Hey, what are you into now?
Hey, put those M&Ms away. You're costing me profits. You know.
Hey, we're supposed to sell that shit, not eat it.
Hey, don't be telling your mom. I don't want her to be all up in my ass.
That's 3 candies a day. She's gonna kick my ass if she find out.
We just keep trying to one up each other.
No, shout out Big Steve though. Shout out Big Steve. Shout out Covino.
Yeah, man. But this was definitely fun, man. I had a good time. We had a couple of giveaways. So yeah, everybody, if you're not following us already on social media, we're at AfterShowBL across all social media. And finally, we have a custom YouTube link. So it's youtube.com/theaftershow, but later.
And like they tell you, Covino Rich, man, we need to support the clicks, the likes, the shares. Hook us up, man. We're gonna keep bringing you good raw shit, raw
you know
material.
What? Somebody that was listening, I have to give an apology and a shout out.
Apology.
First, an apology. I have to apologize. I'm sorry. Okay. Hey, I'm big enough.
We're growing, bro.
I'm big enough to suck it up and say, hey, episode number 65. I was wrong. I'll go ahead and say it. So my eyes keep watering because of my allergies, not because I'm sad, I promise. But we had a very long listener of Covino and Rich by the name of Drew Mac hit me up, and he said it was I didn't know Drew Mac listened. I don't even know how he heard of us or got started listening, but
shout out Drew Mac.
Yeah, Drew Mac hit me up. Shout out to Drew Mac the handsome. He said
Drew Mac.
Yeah. Last episode, I had mentioned where Addie was recording Covino for his haircut, right?
Right.
And Covino didn't like that. And then Rich was like, what's the problem? He put me on his story, you know? And I was like, Rich is fucking lying. I said it was all those 25-year-old cool dudes with the cool guy haircut, you know? And Drew Mac hit me up and he was like, listen, he didn't say this, but there was a version of this where he was like, Rich was on Addie's page, but it was in a compilation video. So it was like boom, 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 like haircut, haircut, haircut. And Rich was one of them. So I was just going through Addie's feed, going through it, and I didn't see Rich. I just saw like these young Persian dudes with 3 lines and a flipped hair and, like
fucking tiger
looking very metro.
and
I saw all those haircuts, but I didn't go through the compilation. So thank you, Drew Mac, for calling me out and telling me that, hey, I was wrong. It happens. It happens. We sometimes we misquote. We don't get 100% of the things right, but hey, we're very approachable. You can hit us up and say, hey, you're fucking wrong. You can leave us a review on Apple and say these guys fucking suck. They never fucking get anything right, and we'll appreciate it. So
yeah, absolutely. We'll do what Covino and Rich did, and we'll just try to get better.
Get better.
But yeah, shout out to Mac.
Well, I appreciate everything. I appreciate your time, El Cucuy. Appreciate you, bro. As fun as always, man. As fun as fucking always. And what one more, you know what? I'll save this story for next episode because
bro, what happened?
I think well, I just man, it's kind of hard for me.
It's a cliffhanger.
It's kind of hard for me. You know what? I'm gonna save it. Fuck it. I'll tell you after we record.
Okay. All right.
But I'll leave everybody waiting. It's a good story.
It's got to be good shit. If he's gonna make you wait, it's got to be good.
I'm gonna make you wait until episode number 67. So episode 67, we'll start off the show with what I'm leaving you hanging with. So everybody follow us across all social media, AfterShowBL. Text us whenever you want. Leave us a voicemail. We'll fucking play it on the air if you want. Go ahead. 928-235-5285. 928-235-5285. But I actually somewhere put the number. If you're watching this, it's on here somewhere. I don't know where it's going yet, but 928-235-5285. Hit us up on youtube.com/the after show, but later hit us up anywhere else. AfterShowBL. I'm talking about, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that shit that you young people do. Hit us up on there. Say what's up. OnlyFans/AfterShow, but later. Aftershow.
But later.
Aftershow, but later. Later. You know what? I didn't even think of that. Later, but not right now.
No, but later.
But later. AfterShowBL, it's your boy DZF baby, El Cucuy, episode number 66. Do you have anything to end with?
Nah, bro, it's been fun. Feel like there's some good shit, and hate to say it, but I can't wait to download our shit and listen to it because I feel like we had a good show, man. So tell your friends. Hopefully you guys are on the same page as me and you guys agree. And if you do, spread that shit like some cheeks and let people
spread it like some cheeks. Episode number 67 will actually have El Cucuy with the new mic. We got some feedback saying he needed a mic. He got a mic. We're good.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
We'll have
good looking.
We'll have that. I would have had
you punk ass UPS didn't delay the package. I would have had it today. But so UPS, get your shit straight because I'm trying to improve my sound quality over here. My boy sent me a mic and I would have liked to use it, UPS. So get your shit straight. But we'll have it for next one for sure.
We got it. The next show, episode number 67. We're going to do this shit. And the show's only going to get better. Just like Covino and Rich always say about their show, it's only going to get better. I have my little home studio over here that maybe I could share pics over the weekend on the social media. But definitely we're improving. El Cucuy's getting a mic. Next thing you know, he's going to fly to Arizona every episode when we get big enough. I'm gonna fly to fucking California every episode. We're gonna fucking do this shit. They're gonna be in person at one point.
We'll do a segment where we get some elotes and some fucking the little pinwheels and some chili and fucking lime, bro. We'll take them to the streets.
Fuck yeah! If you ever are here in Arizona, though, I got to take you to get some dope ass tacos. We might even have to go across the border. It's only 10 minutes away.
I'm down, bro. I'm down. I got my passport. I've got 7 years left.
All right, everybody. Well. Your boy D, El Cucuy, until episode number 67. We'll see you guys.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757. Yeah.